What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Celtics Daily with me, Mike Zakarian, and it's game two night. That's right. The Celtics only had one day off. One of the biggest differences between round one and round two, and really the rest of the playoffs, is the rest days. In round one, because there were so many teams playing, you'd have 2, sometimes even 3 days off between games. Well, for the first half of this series, the Celtics and Knicks will be playing just about every other day before, I think, between game 4 and 5, they'll get an extra day. So the good news about that is we don't have to wait too long to hopefully erase the memory. You hit me with the Men in Black stick so that we can forget what happened in game one with that 20-plus point second half lead collapse and can just, maybe make a three-pointer here in game two. But the biggest question heading into game two, besides can the Celtics actually hit three-point shots, is Kristaps Porzingis. So for those of you that don't remember, Porzingis missed a ton of time the second half of the season as he was dealing with this respiratory infection, maybe flu-like thing. I'm not even really sure what exactly it is, and that's not because I haven't been paying attention. I don't think anyone is really sure, even the Celtics medical staff. So he missed, I want to say it was like 3 or 4 weeks. He comes back, doesn't look 100%, but is at least, out there moving around. And then if you actually review some of the tape from that Orlando Magic first round matchup, Porzingis was like doing some nice things out there, but I don't think he actually put together a solid performance outside of game two, where I think he had a 20 and 10 double-double or something like that, or along those lines. And that was when Jason Tatum missed that game, so we needed that. But then KP, the rest of the series, I don't know. He just offensively wasn't able to knock down shots. I mean, he's still obviously a rim protecting threat. It is an incredible piece to have out there, but he just was not looking like himself. And then you look at the first handful of minutes of game one against the New York Knicks, and he missed a couple of putbacks that were right around the rim. It finished the game 0 for 4 in just the 14 minutes that he played before exiting the game because he couldn't go anymore, dealing with that illness again. And now there was some rumors that KP wasn't feeling 100%, but there really had been no reporting since he had come back that he was still dealing with this illness. So that is a little concerning that kind of crept back up to a point where he was unable to go in a playoff game. Now, all things point to him playing tonight in game two. It seems like he is probable. Drew Holiday should be good to go. Everybody else from the Celtics outside of Sam Hauser should be good to go for game two, which is important because if you remember, they're down 1-0. The other injury thing that makes me a little bit nervous is Jaylen Brown, who, again, statistically speaking, looked okay. And in reviewing some of the game one tape, the lift really doesn't seem to be there, and that's making me a little bit nervous. Now, that doesn't mean JB can't be effective, right? He's still been averaging 20 plus in the postseason, but you got to remember this dude's the reigning Eastern Conference Finals MVP, the reigning Finals MVP, and as the road starts to get a little scarier here in round two, potentially round three and round four, then you're gonna need your second best player to play your second best player. So hopefully KP is feeling a little bit better. Maybe you get some Dayquil in him, some Tums. I don't know what he's actually dealing with, an inhaler. Just get something in him to feel a little bit better, and then hopefully JB's knee. Although it seems like JB's knee is going to be a lingering thing, so we'll just have to see if he can tough it out. But game two is tonight. Let's get into it. The Celtics here are going to have to shoot the ball better, right? They missed a record 45 three-pointers in game one. Knicks fans have been all over Twitter being like, oh, you picked against us. The good news is you have to win 4 games, and they might not know that because it's been a while since they've been very competitive. But you have to win 4 games in order to move on in a series, and they have won so far. So as long as the Celtics are able to bounce back a little bit here in game two, I think they'll be okay. I would like to see, especially early on in the first quarter, Celtics to get a little bit more aggressive attacking the rim. One of the benefits that they had in game one was getting Karl Anthony Towns, their second best player, in foul trouble early, and Tom Thibodeau getting nervous, and basically the Celtics playing him off the court. If that's going to happen again, it's going to be because they're able to, well, one, attack, but two, Cat is also really good at doing some dumb fouls, so maybe we get a gift of those as well. But hopefully they have a little bit more of a defensive tenacity, too, coming out of this game. I want to see them play with a little bit of urgency with their backs against the wall because truly, since I don't know, when is the last time they've felt tested, right? If you go back to last postseason, what did they lose? Like, they lost 3 times, I think, right? They dropped 1 to Dallas, 1 to Indy. No, did they sweep Indiana? 1 to Cleveland, and who was in the first round? Atlanta. I think they dropped 1 to Atlanta. So 16-3. I think that's right. And then they kind of were in cruise control this whole regular season. That's not even a knock on their play. I just think it was very clear from October on that they were going to be at worst a 2 seed, which is where they landed. So now dropping the first game immediately. When's the last time they've been behind in a series, right? Being down. So we'll have to see how they respond and if they're able to up that defensive intensity. Maybe just, I thought they did a good job defending Jalen Brunson, who, again, I know he got hot in the second half, but 9 for 23. I mean, you'll live with that, right? You will live with that. But the key is to not get this into a 2-possession game with 4 minutes left and Captain Clutch, Mr. Brunson, out there cooking you at the end. And again, as long as KP is good to go, I'm a little bit nervous about those Al Horford minutes on a quick turnaround. So hopefully Porzingis is able to slow that down. And Peyton Pritchard, who I thought shot the ball really well in that first game, I think he ended up playing 20-something minutes. I would like to see some more PP. I think this is a Peyton Pritchard series. So let's get him out there a little bit more. I think he plays a little bit bigger than he is, so I'm not really worried about him getting bodied on the defensive end. And then listen, if you're going to continue to switch look for the Brunson switch on offense, and I'm talking to you, Tatum and Brown, let's not settle for threes. And I know you 3-point dorks out there, you math nerds, are going to be like, well, statistically speaking, percentage-wise, it was actually a good shot. Yeah, I know it was a good shot, but it was the fourth quarter and you'd missed 40 of them already. So just get to the rim, all right? Hot take for tonight. This hot take actually makes me a little bit nervous. I do think we're due for a Karl-Anthony Towns game. I think we have a cat game coming, okay? I know he struggled a little bit in that Detroit series, pretty much a no-show in game 1. I still remember that regular season game. I think it was in like February or March where Cat had like a nothing burger in the first quarter. It seemed like the Celtics were going to run away with this game, and then Cat comes in the second. I think he was in foul trouble in this one too, and just attacks. Especially if KP's not 100% and Al's been playing all of those minutes. I think Karl-Anthony Towns is the Knicks', I don't want to say secret weapon, but is a weapon for them that they're just not using so far in this postseason. Some of that probably on Cat for not being assertive enough. Some of it on Thibodeau for not drawing up the right plays to get him the ball. And Brunson for just, Brunson has the ball 95% of the game. So it's hard to get Cat involved if Brunson's dribbling all over the place. So I do think we're due for one of these Cat games. And if Porzingis is not going to be 100%, I think that is going to be a problem. So if he starts getting going, I hope the Celtics just, get him involved in every single defensive action. I know they like to pick on Brunson, but maybe if Cat gets going, and I do think it's coming. I think it's coming here in game 2. So can you withstand the Knicks when 2 of their guys are going off? Now, I don't know if OG Anunoby is going to go for 29 again, so maybe some of those points from OG go to Cat, and then we'll be fine. But just get ready. Get ready for the big meow. Is he calling himself that, the big meow? I think we could. Big meow's pretty good. Let's trademark that, put that on some T-shirts. All right, let's get you caught up with everything else that's going on. My one concern about tonight's Celtics game, a home team has yet to win a game in round 2. The Indiana Pacers last night, I'm sure you saw it by now, Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers came all the way back after being down big, almost like Knicks-like, in game 2. The Cavs are without freaking Darius Garland for their second game. Evan Mobley missed the game, and DeAndre Hunter. Donovan Mitchell went absolutely bonkers, but then they just stopped rebounding. Big offensive rebound. Former Celtic legend Aaron Nesmith took a missed free throw off the rim, threw it down, and then with just a few seconds left, the Pacers are down 3. Halliburton goes to the line, hits the first free throw, misses the second one, gets his own board, sprints to the three-point line, knocks it down. Pacers win. They're up 2-0. And now they go back to Indiana. Who knows what the health is going to be like for Cleveland. We already talked about the Thunder and Nuggets, and they have their second game tonight, and the Nuggets won on the road in that one. And then last night, Steph Curry pulls a hammy early in the game. I think he only played 13 minutes, or it was 13 minutes into the game, pulls a hammy, does not return. And then Anthony Edwards scores 1 point in the first half. They scored 31. The Wolves scored 31 points in the first half. That is garbage. So they lose that game too. So the road team's 5-0 so far. Let's stop that trend tonight. Can we stop that trend tonight? Can we go get a W? Can we get a home W? So Lucky the Shamrock or Lucky the Leprechaun, I don't know why I call him the Shamrock. He can be happy. Everybody gets Shamrock shakes. Are they still doing those? Let's get some good vibes so that we can come back to New York. We can bookmark everybody's tweets that they like. Turtle from Entourage was like, my timeline's pretty quiet right now. It's one game, bro. It's one game. All right, go leave bad reviews on Ben Stiller's. No, don't do that. That's bullying. I like Ben Stiller. Chalamet. They're fine. They're fine fans. I will say, can the Celtics celebrities step it up a little bit? You look at when the Knicks play, even when the Knicks travel, they have their celebrities out there. We only have guys with the last name Wahlberg. Where's Ben Affleck? Where's Matt Damon? Where's Casey Affleck? Where's Kyle Affleck? Where's the Affleck duck? Can we get somebody out there that's not like the fourth string linebacker for the Patriots? There's so many people from Boston. Can't we get somebody? Where were the new kids on the block? Get them out there. The last guy from LFO that's still with us. Anybody. Just anybody. Get us a celeb. Anyways, that's going to do it for the Celtics Daily. Hopefully, when you see this video tomorrow, the new video, we're going to be saying Celtics 1-1. The panic attack can settle down. We can share a better help code like we're good. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit the subscribe before you get on out of here. We'll see you next time.